Hey folks, this is ioEther and we're back with some more World of Tanks. As you can see, this is Ninja in his Object 907. This is a tier 10 game on Arctic region. Ooh. He is platooned up with Merker, also in a tier 10, obviously. The TVP T5150, or T5051. Why do I always get that backwards? I don't know, but I do. Anyway, so, these are both tier 10 medium tanks. Obviously, that is a non-premium tank, and this is a clan reward tank. So the Object 1390 is 13. Did I just say Object 1390? I must be tired or something. Don't mind me. Anyways, so 907. How to kill a 907? Quite easy. Shoot it in the front plate. Upper or lower doesn't really matter, assuming you're above it. If you are below it, though, you're going to have real troubles. You're going to have to shoot the cupola on that. You're probably not going to go through. And don't let him side scrape you. He does have a V-shaped body, so he can, in fact, side scrape quite nicely. I would go to a thing, but I forgot to set it up beforehand, so I can't actually go to an armor view. If I remember in the editing process, I'll put it in an armor view for those who like it. Before we get into the game proper, though, I do want to say, if you think this deserves a MVP, then please hit that like button. We're going to pause that for a second. If you think that you want to see this kind of content more often, then please subscribe. And if you don't like this game for whatever reason, feel free to hit the dislike button. It helps me out quite a lot to tell what you guys like and what you guys don't like, and then I'll try and manage it so that we only get content you guys like, right? Because that is, of course, the point of the channel, is to keep giving you guys stuff you like. And in all things, thank the Patrons, for they are amazing, and without them, the MVP program would not be possible. Nor would be hiring the musician I'm hiring later tonight, where I'm going to talk to him about what kind of music we're going to set the channel intro to. So yeah, so with Ninja in this position, he's actually spotting the majority of the enemy team, anybody who's trying to cross this area right here, unless they're faster than he is, so the AMX might already be across. At the 1390, if it was gunning it, may already be across. No, sorry, 1390 is right there, so obviously the 1390 is in the cross. And maybe the AMX 50B could have got across by now, but that's unlikely considering the route we took. So more than likely, that is the entire enemy team that has tried to cross this part so far. Though we might have an AMX 30 up here. So what Ninja's going to do is he's going to be parked about here, and he's just going to monitor guys crossing this. He doesn't want to fire unless he has to, because as much as he'll be detecting them, they'll be trying to detect him. He has a good enough crew, and with the extra combat rations and the crew in this thing, and just the fact that he's in a medium tank with a good camo to begin with, he's probably remaining undetected while he's doing this. But even if he's not, he's gonna stick around here a very short amount of time before he falls back down, and then he's gonna come back up and poke up again. He may take a shot. We'll have to see. But in either case, with Merker back here, he can fire shells at anybody who's trying to cross this gap, and he can just take chunks of the enemy team. If you manage to get a couple of autoloaders up here, and then have a scout come to this position, they can actually obliterate most of the enemy team trying to cross this gap. So if you're ever in a platoon of 3 and you got one really fast guy and 2 fast autoloaders, they can put the autoloaders there, put the scout here, and obliterate anybody trying to cross this gap. And that's a really good tactic. But it looks like he only gets the one shot off on the Pershing. Then he ducks back down because, of course, the 1390 is trying to come up behind him. He's just going to ram the 1390. Yep, that's what I would have done. Take his tracks off and actually kill him. He got some assistance from somebody, maybe the Foch. And so between the two of them, they take it 1390. The Ram also did quite a bit. So the Scorpion G, of course, manages to bounce off us because he hit us on such a horrible angle. and without gun depression, we can't actually fire back. Though we don't really need to because of the fact that the Skoda was more or less behind the Scorpion, and with the Foxfire launching shots inwards, that Scorpion went down quite quickly. Do have to care for the oh well, there's the AMX, who's apparently not paying any attention as he gets shot once, barely notices, and looks like then gets himself out of here. Ninja's looking for the shot on the Pershing as the Pershing tries to escape death. But the Pershing is not that stupid, so he's not actually just rushing out into the open. He's actually fighting the Skoda right now. Now the Skoda is being shot from somewhere. And there must be an enemy tank over here that's shooting the Skoda. As Ninja puts a shot into the Pershing, then continues to roll past. The reason why he does this is he knows he's got enough teammates behind him that they can take out the Pershing without him needing to. And so he's going to look to take out the T-28, and he's just going to go, okay. I was going to say he was just going to go around it, but he didn't actually go around it, and I don't know what he's doing right there. There we go, finally. Looks like he panicked there for a few seconds as he was auto-locking on and then auto-locking off again. Obviously the auto-lock put his aimer on exactly the wrong part to shoot of the yes, that was probably the thing that's been assisting the T-28. But anyway, so with his reticle aimed on the center of the T-28, he's just looking at the gun mantle, which is you never want to shoot at in any tank, or almost never. There's a couple of exceptions, but we're not going to go into those. And now he's having a gun battle with an AMX-50B. So this is going to be very, very dangerous, except for the 50B is, because of the range, the 50B has very few objects, or very few parts of the object he can actually hit. Firing some heat, he does go through the Mini-Mouse. He's looking to do it again, but he's got to back off as the E50 opens up on him. Hits the AMX as it moves up. Now the AMX is got to be really careful, otherwise he's just going to get himself exposed for no good reason, which is what I think he's actually doing right now. He's making a mistake by coming too far up over that ridgeline, and with Ninja here, he can't really depend on being able to put shots in. Though Ninja is going to... Oh, look at that. Smartly switching back and forth between Prem and non-Prem. Oh, we lose marker to artillery. That's unfortunate. Where was he anyway? Oh, he was way over there. Oh, that was a good position. Unfortunately, he does get taken out by artillery as he didn't actually have any more... Ooh, nice shot. Any actual cover, which we definitely have. So, right now, Ninja's trying to aim his shots very, very carefully. But the thing is, he can't be sticking it for very long, as things like that Conqueror will continue to fire at him. He's blocked 2,000 damage so far. And now he's loading the heat again for the Mini-Mouse. But, yeah. Most of these guys, because they're so far away, they're actually connecting with the top of his turret, and they're just ricocheting over his head. And as long as they continue to do that and don't shoot at his hull, he'll be fine. He's just trying to do like a peek and poke session where he peeks out and then fires a shot and just hopes to connect with the front part of that Mini-Mouse. If he connects with the front part of that Mini-Mouse and it's not on the gun mantle, then the heat shell will go through. And if he does that enough times, then obviously it takes out the Mini-Mouse. And once that Mini-Mouse is dead, then he has a little bit more control over the situation and can start to think about focusing down that Conqueror. With the Mini-Mouse dead and the AMX-50B dead, this gives him a lot more options. Now, without something big and incredibly powerful trying to bully his way through into the cap, he can concentrate on doing more elegant solutions to the problem, which specifically means moving up. And he doesn't want to get close to a Mini-Mouse because of the fact that it's a Mini-Mouse. It does much better at close-up than he does. So with the Mini-Mouse, when it was the only thing, then he wanted to stay as far back as possible and just let it miss more often than not. Whereas he was definitely not doing that. Anyway, he's just throwing heat rounds against it to kill it. Once he has it dead, now he's moved into a great spot where he is almost invisible, and he's just going to be hammering these guys as they come up and get lit up by that T-54. As long as they're getting lit up by the T-54, they're going to not be able to return fire, and he's just going to be able to farm some damage, which is what he's doing exactly right now. Side of a T-95 is always going to be hard to pen. If he's going to fire heat, though, he's going to have to go up above the tracks, because if he fires into the tracks, it's just going to get absorbed like that and not do anything. So he's got to be aiming for above the tracks. Don't shoot into the tracks. Just thank you. There, ooh, almost. There we go. Good shot. With the T-95 now pushing up, he has got a whole nother problem, because of course the T-95 is this giant sled of power, and he's going to have a hard time penetrating it unless he can line up shells onto those cupolas, or if he can get all the way around the side of it, then he can pen the side of it with some heat or some standard ammo. If he was actually flushed to the side, he could pen it with standard ammo. Somehow that lightweight just survived a hit from artillery. Yes, it was a little bit far away. If it had been closer, that wouldn't be a lightweight there anymore, and then we would have been tied up on tanks. Of course, now we're in the lead by 2, so that is quite nice. However, we are almost out of ammo. I don't think he needed the heat for the Lorraine, but I understand loading it. At this point in time, it is about winning the game. Actually, at this point in time, it's a lot about just finishing and farming some damage, because the Lorraine was never going to kill him with a single shot, and the Go is way too far away to decap, unless he's gone around this side. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that Go coming all the way around from behind. Is he going to finish off the AMX 51? Or the, yeah, 51, or is he going after the... Looks like he's going after the 51. He's opened himself up for shooting from, getting hit from artillery, and yeah, well, that was not. Oh, that's what happened. So he put himself here so it would block being covered from this guy. But what he actually should have done is put himself on this side, and then tried to kill the lightweight, and once the lightweight was dead, then he could have focused on killing the 51. But of course, neither of that was stopped Ninja from coming up around behind him and putting him out of his misery. But well done, and let's see if we can see where this thing was shot. Yeah, see that? All those shots are to the turret. If you shoot the turret on this thing, you will ricochet almost every time, unless you are looking down on the turret. And you can shoot into this top section. Let's see, there we go. Right, so this top section here is actually really weakly armored, but because of the angles it's on, if you're shooting at from a normal, from like straight on, or even a little bit below it, you're just gonna ricochet right off, unless you hit that cupola, or even that cupola, which I forgot was there. But if you're a little bit above this thing, you can fire into that easily enough. Of course, if you're a little bit above this thing, you might as well just fire HE into that engine deck, as it will more likely go through. And that is another great way to hurt this thing. Okay, well, let's jump over and see what his battle results. This was good enough for a second class master badge: Hand of God, Spotter, Bruiser, Duelist, Fire for Effect, Fighter, and Shellproof. That's a lot of ribbons. He gets the Confederate and, of course, the High Caliber. 91,000 credits earned in a non-premium vehicle is a lot. 1,200 experience, 7,000 damage, more or less. And, wow. Yeah, to say he carried that game is a little bit of a low ball. He picked that game up, ran with it, and just got carried away. Look at that. 3,000 damage blocked by his armor. 11 shot. Wait, what? Who got the steel wall? Why did he get a steel wall? because he blocked 18 shots. Good lord, this man deserves something. He definitely deserves props. Good lord. Almost 5,000 damage blocked? Yeah, that's a steel wall, right? So what did he do to get this high? I'm guessing because he was shooting the tier 10s. Weird. Sometimes the experience reward system doesn't make any sense to me, but it's fine. Well done, sir. This was, I mean, it still cost him an arm and a leg, but it was still worth it. 90,000 credits worth of ammo just flying out the window, but all of it needed to happen in order for this to be a win. And for almost 7,000 damage, it was worth it. Thank you so much, Ninja, for saying this in. If you guys think this deserves an MVP, please do hit that like button. If you want to see more of this, then please subscribe. And in all things, thank the patrons, for they are amazing. And I'll see you all later. This ioEther out.